Right, welcome to this training on funding or funding sources. Usually in most developing countries, one of the biggest challenges that anybody faces is how are you going to get the capital to start your business, and that's the biggest concern that people have. And at Work for Life, we tend to emphasize a lot that funding is really only one small challenge that you have in starting and running a business that will be successful. And we really feel like having the knowledge in all the other areas of what it takes to run a business are more important than funding. Because if you understand how to run a business and you know what it takes to make a profit and all of those things, that figuring out the funding equation is a lot easier. And so we're going to dig into this and help you think through it a little bit. I'm going to use a dollar sign. You may use shillings in your area or some other form of currency. That's fine. I'm just using a dollar sign to represent kind of all of the funding coming into your business to get it started. And the thing that we emphasize most is that the first and most important source of funding should come from your savings. So if you aren't willing to invest the effort in saving a little bit of money to get your own business started, then there are probably all kinds of other challenges that you're going to run into as a business owner. You've got to have the discipline to be able to save a little bit of money. You've got to have the work ethic to go earn a little bit of money to save it to get your business started. Those characteristics are things that you're going to need in running your business. So it should always start with your savings. And a lot of times people think, well, I can't go to a bank and get a loan. It's like, it's okay. You should be able to save some money to help get your business going. The next step that you can think about before you ever have to think about getting a loan, so many people in developing countries can't wait to get a loan to get their business started. And they don't realize that there's a huge amount of responsibility that comes with taking on debt. In the United States, we're trying to dig people out of debt because they've gotten too much debt. And so try to find any way to get your business started without taking on the burden of debt. One way to do that is to bring in a business partner. So maybe you find one or two other people that they have good skill sets and they've saved a little bit of money, and with your savings and the savings from your partners, that you put it all together and it's enough to get your business going. So a partner is a great way to save money. Another would be peer-to-peer, or another way to say that is friends and family. So peers, people you know, can you ask them to give you a friends and family or a peer-to-peer loan? So there's no financial institution in between you. It's your uncle saying, yes, I'll give you some money, and you go get 10 friends and family to all give you a little bit, and it's enough to get your business going. And so this can be a way to get started without too much difficulty. And each of the friends or family that give you money, each of them aren't giving you very much, so it's not a huge amount of risk for any one individual. So that's a great route to go. Another thing to think about, we call them angel investors, just a term that we use in the U.S. An angel investor is simply somebody that has a lot of money and they look for opportunities to invest in businesses. And so maybe you look around your area and there's nobody that you know that really falls into that category. But look around your village, look around your town, go to a city, ask an uncle to introduce you to somebody that he knows that is an angel investor. So find somebody, and if you have a great business plan and they have confidence in your ability to deliver on the plan, maybe you can get an angel investor to put a little money in. The next thing to consider is there are many names for it. VSL is what we're using, Village Savings and Loan. So just a local village savings and loan. Some of them call them SACCO. They're little savings, credit cooperative type of things. Look around and see if you have one of those available to you in your area. It could be hosted by your church or some other organization in the area that's organizing this village savings and loan. If there isn't one, maybe you take the initiative to start a village savings loan. It's simply a model where 10 or 20 or 100 people come and they all put a little bit of money into a pool and then make loans out of that and have a savings and a credit and savings loan there. So that's another option for you. There's something that we want to mention just for consideration. You may not have access to this in your area, but there's a whole notion called crowdfunding, and it's online, and so it's a way where you kind of take this friends and family concept, but it's online and it's small amounts. So instead of it being 10 of your friends and family, it could be 100 people around the world, and they all put in $1 or $10 or something. And so it's called crowdfunding. There are websites that you can go to if you have internet access. Websites you can go to, and you can put your business plan or whatever it is you're trying to do, and see if people like it, and if they do, that they'll put money in. And so that's one thing to consider if it's available to you. You're probably familiar with MFIs. It's Microfinance Institute or Institution, or microfinance organization. And so microfinance organizations were set up to provide smaller loans in geographically dispersed people to people that generally can't get access to a formal bank loan. And so microfinance organizations are prevalent throughout the world. There's probably one in your area, at least one. There's maybe 10 in your area. One of the things about microfinance organizations to watch is the interest rate, because they're taking on a lot of risk with the people that they're loaning money to, and there's a high expense in servicing their loans. Their interest rates are generally pretty high. Still may be a good option for you, but something to consider. And then the last thing is a bank, and going into a formal bank and getting a loan from a bank. To do this, generally they like to loan money to businesses that are already going, or they like to loan money to people that they can show consistently for many months or even years have had money going into their personal bank account and going out, and they consistently have enough money flowing in and out that the bank has confidence that you could actually pay the loan back. So these are some of the major sources of getting capital, getting the funding you need to start your business. Again, start here. This is the number one thing you should be thinking about, and then go this way. You know, do you want to bring in a partner, friends and family? Could you get a number of people to put in a little amount? Can you find somebody that's a high net worth individual, somebody that has a lot of money that they could put in? Is there a village savings and loan or a cooperative in your area that you could get money from? Do you have access to the internet? Could you post your business idea out there for crowdfunding to see if it gets funded? Microfinance organizations and banks. And so consider all these. The reality is probably the best way to go is a mix of a few of these things. So you may take some of your savings and get a partner and some friends and family money and one high net worth person and string it all together, and it's enough to get your business going. My last comment about funding is try to take the least amount of money that you can possibly get started on, and it will save you a lot of headaches in the future. So good luck.